So there we have it, folks. Lando Norris is your 2025 F1 World Champion. McLaren get their first double since 1998. And who did they pick to interview Lando Norris as he wins the championship? David Coulthard. Honestly, the perfect choice, because no matter who won the title today, he would have been the perfect person to interview every single one of them. He drove for McLaren, he drove for Red Bull, and not only that, he's been foundational to how both of those teams are today. But I do have to talk about our new champion of the world, the 35th F1 World Champion, and not only that, but the 11th different Brit to be an F1 World Champion. First new British World Champion since Jenson Button in 2009. Just well done to Lando Norris. Honestly, with each of the three drivers that came in to this round with a chance of winning the title, he was the best this season. And he didn't set the world alight. Well, most of the time. He didn't lead the championship for most of the season. But he was the most calculated. He was the most reserved. He made very little actual proper mistakes this season. And so he deserves it. I think the outright best was the man who won the Grand Prix comprehensively. Start to finish, pretty much. Max Verstappen. He's been the best driver this season. He's also had some of the lowest of lows. I think Barcelona, for example. That has been a moment that has actually decided the championship, Barcelona. Those lost points. Regardless of if McLaren swapped it around and put Lando in front of Oscar. Those lost points in Barcelona cost Max the title. And I think it's fair to say that when he's not right up at the front, he just lets those little bits slip in. That little bit of red mist descend. What was great for him was after Zandvoort, he was pretty much out of the picture. So he just went for it every single time. There's very few in the way of the world of motorsport that have quite the peaks that Max Verstappen has, and he has been at his peak for the final third of this season. He deserves to be the runner-up by 2 points, because it's just those little bits. He would have been a worthy champion if he won the title out on the track today, but he did great. And Oscar Piastri, what could be said about him? He did what he needed to. He was aggressive. He led the championship for most of the season. I think he had the absolute highest peaks. But there were those mistakes. Baku, probably the biggest one. But Sao Paulo sprint maybe comes to mind as well for some people. I think that's slightly less so. I think Baku is the weekend where the championship changed. And he'll come back stronger next year. I think all of the drivers going up and congratulating Lando in the way that they did, it showed how well he's respected within the paddock. And Lando did it his own way as well. He was calm, he was controlled, he, in some ways, was a bit bland at times. But that's what you need. Me, I'm sat here just thinking what could have been if we had a British World Rally Champion, a British F1 World Champion, and a British Formula E World Champion in the same year. We've never had British champions in F1 and WRC in the same year. It would have been nice to have that for the first time. And likewise, it would have been nice to have that alongside the year where Oliver Rowland was Formula E World Champion. I'd say Lando's year is quite similar to Rowland's in a lot of ways. Just commanding. Did what needed to be done. Made a couple of mistakes, but in the end, sealed it. Now, Rowland sealed it a lot sooner, but yeah. I've not talked about any of the other finishers, but I'll loosely cover them. I might actually sit down and do a proper review in the next couple of days. Leclerc was great. He just had to cover off what Lando was doing. That Ferrari has been such a great race car. You can look at it with Lewis Hamilton finishing 8th, starting 16th. He was crying yesterday. I hope this is a good thing for him to go away to the off-season with and hopefully come back stronger in 2026 with those new regs. George Russell got 5th. That Mercedes was great in qualifying. It just didn't have the same peaks today, as you can see by the fact that Andrea Antonelli was down in 15th place when all was said and done today. Fernando Alonso was fantastic with 6th, and Esteban Ocon great with 7th. I think Alonso's one is going to have more of the feats because he just went all the way up towards the front. He was right behind the title battle. And Sauber, the final race for Sauber. P9 for Nico Hülkenberg. Him and Gabriel Bortoleto were 12 for 12 in Grand Prix qualifying this season. Bortoleto just outside the top 10 in 11th. Top 10 round out by Lance Stroll, which is something for him as well. Elsewhere, Behrman and Sainz, some good battles there. Yuki Tsunoda did what he needed to do. 14th is not a nice way to bow to F1, at least for now. But it's better than the second Red Bull did last season. He did what Checo did in 2021. He just couldn't hold on for as long because, well, the way these cars are, the way the rules are, the way the tyres are. He picked up a penalty for his efforts. He did everything that he felt he could do. And that did cross the line, but that's what he was there to do. Yeah, Albon 16th. It's a shame for Williams. It's a shame for the two Racing Bulls. They were 17th and 18th as well. Hadjar, great rookie season. I think probably the highest peaks of any of the rookies this year. I'll probably do a video on that in the coming days. But it would have been nice for him to sign off with Racing Bulls with points. And then, poor Renault. They've been made fun of for so long. And Renault ends its stint in F1. Was it 700 plus races? Something like 771 races. With 19th and 20th. For Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto. Colapinto himself and doing the only drivers in F1 this season not to score points. But anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching and joining, folks. I might do a proper review in the coming days, but this is my reaction. Well done to Lando Norris, champion of the world. Till then, bye for now.